is a beautiful March day here at Ferris Field in Cleveland. Statesmen getting the field ready as the Delta State baseball team is preparing to take on Ouachita Baptist in some midweek action for a doubleheader. Let's see some highlights. Game 1 on Tuesday, March 25th starts off with some excitement in the top of the first inning. The visitor Tigers had a runner on base, but we'll let this rundown play out. And the Statesmen get the out. What's the best way to get out of that first inning? Pitcher Casey Green ends it with a strikeout. The batter goes down looking. Statesmen up to bat now. Lineup looks a little different for this midweek game. Casey Hinton gets things started with a shot into right field. Benji Sullivan follows that with a hit, and DSU has two men on. Dex Harrington slapped one into the outfield here. Hinton rounds third, comes home to score. Delta State takes a 1-0 lead on OBU. Bases loaded for Ben Pickard a few batters later. His hit drops into center field and gets away from the outfielder. Sullivan and Harrington score. It's 3-0 DSU now. Still in the first inning when Hunter Twitty hits a high-flying ball to center field. That is a sacrifice. Carlos Leal tags up at third base, sprints home toward home plate. The first inning comes to an end. Statesmen hold down a 4-run lead. Second inning now, Green leaves the mound, same way he did the first. Strikeout looking. Delta leading 4-1. Benji Sullivan is the second batter up to the plate in the bottom of the second. He blasts that home run over the fence and the outfield stands. Solo shot for Sullivan there. He puts DSU up 5-1 on Ouachita. Top of the third, two runners on for OBU. Nick Goza on the mound now for Delta State, and he sits that batter down with a nice pitch right down the middle. Both teams tack on a few more runs. Delta State beats Ouachita Baptist in Game 1, 9-5.
Coming into this series, we had only had 2 midweek games. Our opening series of the year was non-conference, but only 5 non-conference games before this week. So it's a little different pace. They are still regional games, and they are still against good clubs, but yeah, it gives you a little freedom you don't have on the non-conference week, on the conference weekends.
Game 2 on Wednesday, March 26th, brought another chance for head coach Mike Kinnison to get lots of his players time on the field. Starting in the bottom of the first, 2 runners on, Ben Pickard at the plate. He sends a grounder bouncing into the outfield. Casey Hinton and Benji Sullivan cross home plate. They've been up 2-0 quickly. Bases loaded, 2 batters later. OBU throws a wild pitch. Dex Harrington scores. It's 3-0 DSU. Bases loaded again. Will Robertson's hit into right field. Pickard scores. All the runners advance. 4-0 Statesmen. Throughout the rest of the first inning, the Statesmen complete the order and go 5 deep into a second round. When OBU finally gets the third out, DSU is leading 9-0. Let's take it to the 5th inning. Robertson at bat again. 2 runners on. He cracks that hit into center field. Brent Langston trots across home plate, and that gives DSU a 13-run lead. This one is over early as Delta State beats Ouachita Baptist 13-0 in 7 innings.
You know, I thought overall we played well defensively. We had a couple of lapses, and that's always true. We're not professionals, so we do have that. But overall, we played well defensively. I thought our hitters were aggressive, and it helps you so much when you score runs early. When you score runs early and lets your pitchers, you know, relax a little bit and throw more strikes in the zone. So those things certainly help the defense and the scoring. First of all, just being able to play midweek is really helping us. It had so many rainouts and so many rescheduled games midweek. We hadn't been able to really pitch a lot of our secondary pitchers or guys that needed work, and so that's one thing. It did give us an opportunity to pitch some guys and learn a little bit more about some guys. Coming into these 2 games, we had 2 pitchers that had thrown over 40 innings. We had another one thrown over 30 innings, but then the next guy had only thrown 11. So we really needed to work, and that's one of the things we hoped would happen. As it turned out, it was one of those games where we had some leads and we could kind of work some guys in and give them some time, and we know that's going to be important down the line. Position players as well. We got a chance to get some guys in that hadn't been able to play much this year, and so in that regard it was real positive for us. The wins are always good, and it keeps our momentum going as we're beginning to play a little better.
A 9-5 win in Game 1 for Delta State and a 13-0 win in 7 innings in Game 2, where the Statesmen only allowed 1 hit from OBU, and that was head coach Mike Kinnison's 1,000th game as a head coach here at Delta State. Next up for Statesmen baseball is a road trip to West Georgia. At Blue Ferris Field, I'm Katie Smith for GoStatesmen.com.